June 28th, 2021. Brand new reveals from Mattel from WWE.com. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for a little special reveal video today. As today is June 28th, 2021, as I'm filming this. WWE.com put up the latest reveals from Mattel prior to San Diego Comic-Con. That's when we're going to get the huge announcements, see a lot of stuff that's going to happen in the distant future with the Mattel brand. I think there's going to be a lot of surprises that they save a lot of heavy hitter stuff for San Diego Comic-Con. But today, they whetted our appetite a little bit with some Legends announcements, pictures, a new Elite line pictures from Elite 87, a couple of basics, and then WWE Masters of the WWE Universe figure announcements. So let's jump into the reveals. Let's start taking a look at some of this stuff that we were shown. First thing in the photo gallery we saw was WWE Legends Elite Series 12, the Target exclusive Legends line. Very popular for a lot of collectors like myself, and a lot of collectors in general, I would say, at this point. Interesting, as we did have this leaked a couple of weeks ago. I did a leak video just actually last week talking about some of these. But as we know, we got Billy Gunn coming in this lineup. Billy Gunn looks a little goofy when you look at just his picture with the, what is it, shrubbery on his head, we'll call it. A common fan or a lapsed fan or somebody that doesn't know anything, like, what is the deal with this figure? Why does that guy have a tree on his head? They're probably wondering. But we all know that followed the Monday Night Wars back in the day. We understand what that's all about. But we saw him, Billy Gunn. I think that looks pretty good. We do know from the leaks that we will be getting the rest of the DX Army in the sets that are coming up very soon, 13, 14, 15, and so on. So be prepared for that. We then saw a Roddy Piper, one I was extremely excited about, and I'll say this, I don't like the first impressions on this Piper. Funny thing is, this is when I loved Piper probably the most, this era of Piper. The head scan just looks off, but I say this a lot on the channel. I gotta wait for my opinion till it's in hand. Something could change. Sometimes the photography just doesn't work very well. Sometimes it looks a heck of a lot better in hand. I'm hoping that's the case with Piper, but something just looked totally off on me on this one. You guys tell me in the comments below if you got that same thought. Very interesting. I also noticed the jacket looks very... not jacket, shirt. His soft goods shirt looks very kind of printed on a printer at home. These are prototype images. These will look a lot better like our normal Elite soft goods when they do hit the shelf. You got to put that in mind as well. We also saw Kevin Nash in this. So we're getting the Wolfpack Kevin Nash. I think this one looks okay. Head scan, it's warming up to me, I guess we'll say. It's a lot with Roddy Piper. Wait till I see it in hand. But it's always fun to get another Kevin Nash. It seems like it's been a while since we've got a Kevin Nash, and he's one of those heavy hitters you don't get in traditional Elite lines. You get him as Ringside Collectibles exclusives or Target exclusives. We saw that with Network Spotlight. We saw that with, what was it, Hall of Fame or Hall of Champions Target. The heavy hitters are always saved for store exclusives, because guess what? That store buyer, they want things just for their stores. You're going to convince them a heck of a lot better with a name like Kevin Nash, Junkyard Dog, Roddy Piper, and so forth, instead of saying, hey, I can give you a Jake Atlas Elite exclusive. Nothing against Jake Atlas, but he doesn't move the needle at the desks of Walmart and Target buyers in their buyer corporate offices. I can tell you that guaranteed. But we got Kevin Nash coming, and then JYD is the chase here. I think original leak was that Kevin Nash was going to be the chase. Maybe that was switched up. Maybe that was bad intel. You guys know how it goes with those leaks. But we're getting JYD in blue and red gear. I'm not a hater of that. I love JYD. I'm really excited for the blue JYD. I like the looks of that one a lot. The JYD in red was always my favorite classic Superstars JYD. Very underrated. He does come with his chain, of course, extra hands, but he also comes with his crown from that great WrestleMania 3 feud with Harley Race. So my thought process is I'll display one with the crown on, one with the crown off. Makes it feel like totally two different figures out there. So very happy to get JYD. Legends 12, so there you go. It'll be a while. I'm guessing this fall probably for Legends 12. Maybe late August, back to school time frame at best. But it's coming this year. So I know a lot of people are excited about the Legends lineup, myself included. So after that, let's see, I got my handy dandy iPad here. We're going to Basic 122. You guys know me on Basics. I pick and choose, I dabble. I'm by no means a completist on Basics. Basics to me are for characters we never get in Elite form, first time in the line most of the time, and maybe some deep cut outfits that we didn't get in Elites that would really go good, mixed in with my Elite display and collection. So 122 is an interesting one. We got Drew McIntyre. That's an easy pass. We've got a million Drew McIntyres. We got a Charlotte Flair. I don't really need a Charlotte Flair basic in this gear, or really any gear at this point. However, Damian Priest, first time in the line, getting a lot of reuse out of that Seth Rollins. We've seen it with other characters, but Seth Rollins, I think, was the last time we used it. The ab wrap going on there. So we do have that. I will probably pick that one up. My rule with basics are, I find them in the stores, find them in the wild, got to get a deal. I'm not going to pay up on a basic. And then we get Chelsea Green, first time in the line from Mattel for the basic line, or any line for that matter. She was recently released, so this is going to be her only Mattel figure ever. Good for her to sneak in right underneath the deadline. So we're going to get Chelsea Green, and then we're going to get Chelsea Green as the chase as well. I probably will pick up both of those because, like I said, we're not getting an Elite. Those are going to be must-haves. That's going to be a popular figure out there, just for everything I just explained. So that'll be pretty cool. And then we go to Basic 123. Once again, Basics, Mattel is doing a great job making fans like me jump into the Basic line. First thing we see is Braun Strowman. It looks like that Edge from maybe 117, 118, whatever it was for Basics, that Edge. He's got that shirt that looks like it's just painted on his body. It looks so weird, so goofy. Easy pass for me all day long, so I'll be passing on that Braun. But I will be picking up Dexter Lumis, another first time in the line. I'm sure we'll get an Elite of him eventually, but this is a pretty good looking figure. He doesn't have a fancy wardrobe. He doesn't have a shirt. He's got his tattoos. Maybe we'll get a different head sculpt on an Elite, but he's a basic looking wrestler, but I always enjoy his work for a long time. I love the creepiness factor of him. I will definitely be picking up Dexter Lumis. And then we get Jake Atlas, another first time in the line, NXT superstar, I guess you'd call it. Not a ton of TV time for him, so a bit of a deep cut in the basics line, and a deep cut for a guy to get a chase. So I do feel he will be kind of down those same roads of maybe the Tony Nese's and some of those that got a chase as well. It's cool they get two figures. I don't envision that one to be extremely difficult to find out there in the wild, but you never know. You never know what might happen. But 2 and 2, I like that look with the basics. I'm not buying all of them. I'm picking and choosing. Mattel's being very smart, putting first time in the lines in the basic to make people buy them, and then a couple months later, 6 months later, whatever it is, you'll have to pick up the Elite. So I think that is a very smart business. At the end of the day, it is a business, as we all know, and Mattel's doing a really smart job there, I think. Then we jumped into Elite 87. So this is our first images, Elite 87. I have to think these are coming in September, maybe late August, something like that. There's always that summertime drought we're kind of into. 86 just hit Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save 10%, of course. They just hit that kind of summertime drought we get to every year. I got to think Elite 87 might hit August, September timeframe. It could be sooner. Hopefully it is sooner because nobody wants a drought in toys, even though it's good for our wallet every once in a while. But we got Mr. Escobar in his first time in any line. They moved over the basics and went straight to the Elites with him. I do like the looks of this one, as it does come very Andrade-esque. It comes with a masked head and then extra hands as well. It comes with the new Cruiserweight title. Should point that out as well. So Santos Escobar, first time in the line. That should be a popular one, even though a lot of people are like, who? They don't know him. He hasn't quite made a name for himself yet, but very toyetic looking figure. I think a lot of people will want that, and myself included. You guys know I buy every Elite. Then we got Otis. Some people were saying Otis was canceled out of Elite 87. Well, that's not true, as he is here. They showed pictures of him. It comes with an interesting accessory of kind of a lunchbox that he carried around for a while with looks like steaks and meat in it, so fits the gimmick, I guess we'd say. But Otis was, what an interesting year and a half for Otis. To the top of the house, just the push of all pushes to being de-emphasized down. Now he's a heel, shave the beard off. This doesn't accurately reflect him current day. I don't know how this will do. We see his basic out there on the shelves everywhere right now. It'll be interesting to see how this Otis Elite ends up doing out on the pegs. And then another recently released superstar, just like Chelsea Green, coming down right down to the wire. We got Braun Strowman, returned to the Elite lineup. Most of the time, we'd kind of grown about a Braun Strowman in the Elite lineup. We've had so many over the years. Except this time, we finally get one with a bald head, and we get this little fancy shirt he's got going on there. And this being his last Mattel figure for maybe ever. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But last one for a long time. I do think this Braun Strowman figure will do fairly well, especially depending where he ends up in his wrestling career. This is the last opportunity to get him on the peg, so I think that'll do better. Then Elite 87, we also got Apollo, almost said Apollo Creed, Apollo Crews. We got Apollo Crews, and he is going to be the chase in this one as well. Apollo, long drought from the Elite lineup. We got the old NXT Elite back in the day. Now he's back in action, and we do get the new U.S. title with him as well. So you get the chase and regular version of Apollo. So that should make a lot of people happy. Maybe it's not the Apollo we want, as he's on TV a heck of a lot more now with General Aziz and all that. I know people like that version. You got to think that's coming. I think we'll see Apollo back in the Elite line sooner than later after 87. I guarantee, I'm calling it right now, bet the house, he will be in Elite 90 lineup somewhere. There you go. That's my bet the house tip of the day. We also saw Candice LeRae. So this one's been long rumored. I almost want to think it was almost a year ago. We saw like a computer image of this one that it was coming. They're part of the Mattel Elite squad. You know, they should make room for me in the Mattel Elite squad. Who else has all the elites? Come on, let me in. Let me in the Elite squad. But this will be an interesting one, and I don't have this in hand, obviously. It looks really good. A lot of good accessories with Candice. As we know, she is very short, very small. It looks like it's almost a new mold here. She looks a little stumpy. It'll be interesting to see if this is exactly a new mold. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the paint is and everything else. But I do like the looks of this. I will be picking this up, as you can imagine. And then we get two females in the same line. That doesn't happen a whole lot. We've talked in depth on the channel about female figures. And, you know, if you look at the stores, who are the usual peg warmers? Unfortunately, most of the time it is females. It's just the state of the business from what I see with my very own eyes. But we do get Asuka back to Elite lineup. It seems like it's been forever. There was always jokes that Bill McKenna for Mattel loved Asuka, and I'm sure he does, that we were going to get her all the time. Well, she hasn't had an Elite in forever, so this is definitely a welcome addition to the Elite lineup. Very excited to see that one as well. So that looks really cool. You guys know me about face paint. I'm a sucker for a face paint. It doesn't have to just be on a male. It can be on a woman. And speaking of face paint, the reveal of the day for me, oh, you know I'm excited. I've been excited about this one for a while. We are getting the Collector's Edition Warlord. Finally, the Warlord in Elite form. Man, no Warlord left behind. That could be the rule. This very well could be the figure of the year for me. I love the Warlord. I always talk about it. My dad absolutely loves the Warlord. I've got to find 3 or 4 of these. No Warlord left behind. That has to be the call. That has to be the call out there. Absolutely stunning figure. I just hope we can get Barbarian. I hope San Diego Comic-Con gives us some surprises that, hey, Barbarian's coming. He's going to be an Elite 88. Wouldn't that be something? If not, I'm going to have to find a customizer out there that can get me a head and I can swap or do something, because you need the Powers of Pain. I love the Powers of Pain. I know people don't like them back in the day, but I loved them as a kid. I loved them. I got into wrestling in NWA, at least, right at their tail end, where they left to go to the WWF, Baron Von Raschke, all that kind of stuff. Oh, sign me up. Sign me up for the Warlord. You know I'm excited. Mattel, what's it take to get an early advanced copy of the Warlord? I need it. I need it. But I'll find it. I'll find it out in the wild. I always do. But I can't wait for the Warlord. Just next level. Next level. Going to be on my top 10 list, I have a feeling. I don't know how it couldn't be. But we'll see. We'll see. Then the final pictures we saw today were the WWE Masters of the WWE Universe figures. These figures are catching on like wildfire from what I see. I've been in since the beginning. I've been in the Double Up Club of those. I loved He-Man. I love wrestling. Bringing them together was a great thing for me, even from the get-go. I know a lot of people said, oh, they made these and they canceled the retros. Mattel's always said that's not the case, but a lot of people looked at it that way. A lot of people didn't like them at first, but there's been so many people that have come around to these figures. Walmart exclusive, as you guys know. I absolutely love them, like I said. But the other thing here is you get so much crossover. I also dabble in the He-Man world, as you guys know. And it seems like the He-Man fans are more passionate than the wrestling fans about these. So you got 2 different collector bases grabbing these figures, and then you got some that just buy these. So you're getting it from all angles, so definitely a popular line. They don't sit on the pegs a whole lot. You guys know they move through pretty quick, and this is going to be one of the best sets ever. We've had some good sets. We've had some amazing Ultimate Warriors, you guys know, but we saw in-package images, which leads me to believe maybe August timeframe, late July, early August. We should be seeing these at Walmart. Always a difficult chase. I'm always on the hunt. You guys know I need a mint-on-card unpunched set and a loose set for my collection. I'll be on the hunt. But we're getting JYD. It's the year of the dog, I guess we'll call it. We get JYD coming in the lineup, so that's going to be a good one. All legends in this line, remember. And then we're getting Sergeant Slaughter, who I'm going to see in about a couple of weeks. So I'm going to ask him, what's up with Nemesis Enforcer? Last time we talked Nemesis Enforcer. What do you know about him now? We'll see where that goes. But Sergeant Slaughter going to be another popular one. Bret Hart, absolutely genius, using Triclops as his kind of base from He-Man. Just great mashup there. Absolutely great mashup. And then the one I'm most excited about is Andre the Giant, a deluxe, bigger size figure. Haven't heard any reports if this is going to cost extra money since it is a larger figure. If you guys are familiar with the He-Man lore, he is based after like Tritor, I think is his name off the top of my head. T-R-Y-T-O-R. Same kind of outfit, same kind of gimmick, but he's a giant figure in the He-Man universe. Just fits for Andre the Giant. It'll just be interesting the price point of this one, but I'm excited about that Andre. I think that's going to be a really, really cool addition. I got to think it's going to be carded. Well, it is. It's carded just like the regular figures. It'll just be interesting if the price point's different, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it'll be the same price point for a bigger figure. So Mattel, throwing us all a bone, saving us all some money out there. You got to respect that. But a nice appetizer before the main San Diego Comic-Con course. A lot to like here. Kudos to the Mattel team. I'm very excited about some of this. But I always say, we can't really judge until you get it in hand. Once you see it in hand, then you can give the judge, and that's exactly what we'll do on the channel here. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you got the notification bell on. Make sure you're following me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram, and of course, Pro Wrestling Tees. Search Kyle Peterson. Get your very own See You Later t-shirt. So very exciting times to be an action figure collector. As we all know, a lot of good stuff to come in the month of July from San Diego Comic-Con, not just from wrestling, but from all the lines we love. So be prepared, get your wallets ready, and until next time, I'll see you guys all real soon.